Okay guys, so here's the old girl. What we've got is a 225 cubic inch slant 6. It's a 160 horsepower option, so the 2-barrel carby. Tows the trailer pretty good, gets along the highway alright, but the clutch is pretty worn, so that's one of the reasons for doing the changeover. Anyway, what we have to do is first, while we're still out here on the grass, is drop these radiator hoses so we can get the water out of it. But as you can see, the engine bay needs a bit of a touch up in places, so I might give it a bit of a rub back and a bit of a respray while we've got the engine out. We'll see what it looks like when the slanty comes out. Okay guys, I want to get this engine out pretty quick today, so no stuffing around. I think the easiest thing is to drop the radiator while we're still out here. What I love about these old cars though, everything's nice and simple. It's all easy to get at. None of the crap that's in these modern cars. The fact that this is a manual makes it even easier because there's no auto trans lines running to the radiator. Already loosened off the bottom bolt. And there she blows. Nice green coolant. Good on you, Dad. Okay, so I figure something else I might as well do while I'm out here is take this bonnet off, alright? There's a bit of a trick, especially when you're working by yourself. So first I'll mark the position of the bolt washers. Just use a pencil. Okay, so the best way to go here is remove your back bolts, alright? You loosen off your front bolts but leave them in place, but take your back bolts out and tilt the whole bonnet down. Then you can remove your back bonnet bolts out because the hinges will stay in place, and then you just lift the bonnet off from the front. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so we've got the ute backed in the garage under the point that we need it. Alright, so from this point on it becomes freakishly simple. Disconnect the battery, disconnect the engine. Alright, there's only about 5 wires to run the entire engine. So we'll do the top side stuff first, and then we'll get underneath and do the tail shaft and do the gearbox linkages. But it's all pretty simple stuff, alright? I'll have this thing out in 60 minutes, I reckon. Okay guys, as you can see, there's the engine. I'm just going to push the car back under the engine, and yeah, we should be all sweet. Just lift that up a little. Voila! There we go. Okay guys, so here's where we're at. We've got this beautiful looking engine over here. But look at the engine bay, she's looking a bit tired and shabby. A bit of surface rust showing here. A few scratches, and it's just generally dirty and yucky, so I think we'll give it a bit of a tidy up and respray the engine bay at least. Okay guys, so in the interest of cleaning up the engine bay, I'm going to break out the sander and strip back some of this paint, get it all tidy, and get it ready for paint, I guess. Alright. Time for the mask. guys, so laid some primer on last night. Blasted a bit more on than I was planning. It was a new spray gun and I hadn't quite set it up properly, so I've got a couple little runs in there. I can sand them out today. Tomorrow I'm hoping to lay some colour on this thing. I've got to go get some paint, so that's the only delay there. Hey guys, so a bit of paint prep 101. Now, I'm not a professional by any means. Everything I know about paint prep is through trial and error, what works, what doesn't. What I usually do is to take a full sheet of wet and dry and then cut it into thirds and then fold that third into thirds again, alright? Allows me to get a good grip on it. I'm using 240 grit, which is going to be good to take out, your larger imperfections. On the rest of the area where it's pretty good, I'll use 400 grit, but I'll go over most of it with 240 first. I've laid a fair bit of primer on this thing, so there's some room to manoeuvre. Anyway, I think 240 grit is going to be good for these paint runs and that sort of thing. Hey guys, so here we are, engine bay painted. It's not the world's best paint job, but it'll do. Certainly once the big block's in there, your attention's going to be on the engine anyway. But at least there's no heavy rust marks and stuff as there was before, so I think it's 100% better than what it was. And we've also blacked out behind the grille as well. It was fairly black behind there before, but it's all faded, so we give it a bit of a touch up with a spray can. Hey guys, so we laid some paint over the engine bay yesterday. We've given it a chance to dry overnight, and I think it's come up damn good, There's no open rusty areas or anything like that, no flaking paint. I think it's come up really good, and yeah, I think it's time to put all this wiring back in place and start getting ready for our big block.